Well, good evening, Council and Mayor. As you may recall, a while ago we were tasked with looking for areas in the city limits for building a skate park. We went through several different avenues to find things. We looked at different sites, different spots. By the time we got all the information collected and narrowed down to what would work for the community, what would work for security for police, emergency for fire, we came up with one final location, and that's the map handed around to you now. It is on, originally was labeled north, it was labeled Powder Works West, but it's actually the north side of the soccer field out there. It's 120 feet by 50 feet. That space would accommodate the structure we would talk about putting on there. It would not interfere with the possibility of further construction on Bob's Hollow. It is accessible for police. It is visible for security and emergency vehicles. So, and those were the things the community and the citizens were interested in making sure were considered when looking at this. We're looking for a skate park. We have some preliminary discussion that the Parks Agency is doing on the construction of it. That is, we took a look at several different designs, and after the meeting we had in June of 2006, we had a skateboard committee come together, and the ideas that the citizens were looking for in a park, whether it has the ramps and all the fun things children would like to do on those, we narrowed it down to a few designs. This design was the best that we could see for fitting on that size slab that we put it on, and it had all the fun things that the children would need on their skate park. And I promised mine would be short and sweet because we didn't have any other issues on our that we were tasked with by council for this.
Can you share with us the timing and the cost? In other words, the timing it would take from groundbreaking or ground preparation for these items that you presented to us tonight until the time it'd be ready to roll skateboards, no pun intended, and then the actual cost for that?
Yes, ma'am, I think Mr. Zahn has a better idea of the time on that.
Yeah, I can speak to that a little bit. The exhibit that the Park Agency Chair has before the council is a modular design. That design or something there too, something like that modular design, would be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $75,000 to $100,000, depending on the specific equipment that would be selected. The concept that the Park Agency discussed was, rather than an in-ground concrete park on that site, they determined it was better to have a concrete slab with a modular design. Rough estimates on the slab itself, that's actually a separate component from the modular components, around $90,000. That would include construction of the slab, the drainage, the permitting, and all of that. So those two numbers, you start approaching $200,000, depending on how that is structured, whether a slab would be built first and then go out for modular. You could be looking at a year to a year and a half between beginning that process and rolling some skateboards on the ramps.
Thank you.